Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a question. What if I told you that the very thing you're running from, the stress, the pressure, the overwhelming challenges, is the exact thing you need to step into your purpose? We live in a world that demonizes stress. We hear avoid stress, minimize stress, run from stress. But what if I told you that stress isn't your enemy, it's your greatest ally? What if stress isn't designed to break you, but to build you? You see, the diamond doesn't shine because it sat in the sun. It shines because it endured the pressure, the heat, and the time. Stress is life's pressure, and it's in that pressure that your brilliance is revealed. Today, I want to show you not just how to survive stress, but how to thrive through it. Because the truth is, some of you are carrying a dream that requires pressure to come alive. You're standing on the edge of transformation, but it's stress, the weight you fear, that's going to push you over into greatness. So I'm asking you to stay with me, because what we're about to discuss could change the way you see everything you're going through. This isn't just about managing stress, it's about transforming it into the very tool that will catapult you into your destiny. Stress is not your enemy, it's a sign of growth. We tend to associate stress with negative emotions, overwhelm, fear, and anxiety, but what if we started seeing it differently? Stress is not the problem, it's the symptom of something much greater happening beneath the surface. It's a signal, an indicator that something inside of you is expanding, evolving, and pushing you to a new level of personal and professional growth. Consider the way stress manifests in our lives. It's not random. Stress appears when we are confronted with challenges that require more of us than we've given before. It's when we're stepping out of our comfort zone, embarking on new ventures, or tackling bigger goals that stress shows up. And that's because it's in those very moments that we are changing. Growth never happens in the absence of pressure. Think about the process of becoming an expert in any field, whether it's sports, business, or the arts. Every master was once a beginner who struggled, faced obstacles, and felt overwhelmed by the demands of their craft. But they didn't let stress stop them. They understood that stress is part of the journey to mastery. A great example can be found in the life of Thomas Edison, whose path to inventing the light bulb was filled with failure and frustration. He reportedly faced over 1,000 failed attempts before finally discovering the right filament. Each of those failures, each of those moments of stress wasn't a sign to give up. It was a sign that he was getting closer. Edison's ability to embrace stress as a necessary component of his process was what led to his breakthrough. Without the trials, there would have been no invention. This concept can also be seen in the natural world. Think of how diamonds are created. A diamond is a piece of coal that, under immense heat and pressure over millions of years, is transformed into one of the most valuable and enduring substances on earth. The coal, under pressure, didn't break. It was reshaped and refined into something extraordinary. The same is true for us. The pressure we face, the stress we feel, isn't here to break us, but to refine us into the best version of ourselves. The weight we carry today is developing the strength we need for tomorrow. Consider this: every time you faced a stressful situation and overcome it, you've come out stronger. Whether it was a difficult project at work, a personal setback, or a challenge in your relationships, stress forced you to tap into reserves of strength and creativity that you didn't know existed. You learned new skills, gained new perspectives, and discovered the depth of your resilience. Stress, when viewed in this light, is a teacher, not an adversary. It teaches us patience, resilience, and problem solving. It forces us to become more resourceful and innovative in the face of adversity. The key to transforming stress into a tool for success is in recognizing that the discomfort you feel is part of a larger process of becoming who you are meant to be. It's not about avoiding stress, but about leaning into it. The next time you feel stressed, instead of backing away, ask yourself, what is this stress trying to teach me? What area of your life is calling for growth, and how can you rise to meet the challenge? Stress is not a sign to quit, it's a sign that you're in the process of becoming something greater than you were before. By changing your mindset around stress, you transform it from an obstacle into an opportunity. When we stop fearing stress and start using it as a tool to develop our capabilities, we unlock the potential to achieve greatness. As you embrace the tension that comes with growth, you'll discover that stress can be the very thing that propels you forward. Just as the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fires, the most resilient individuals are shaped through the pressure of their experiences. It's time to shift our perspective and begin seeing stress not as a threat to our well-being, but as a signal that we are on the right path, growing, evolving, and stepping into the full measure of our potential. Purpose is found in pressure. This is a profound truth that's often overlooked when we find ourselves caught in the midst of a self situation. Most people assume that pressure and stress are signs of things going wrong. They view them as obstacles, as evidence that something isn't working. But what if we flip that narrative? What if pressure wasn't a signal of failure, but of purpose? Pressure is often the very thing that pushes us toward our calling, the thing that forces us to expand beyond our current limitations. Think about the stories of people who've achieved greatness. It's easy to admire their success from the outside, but often those who reach the top have endured immense pressure before they ever saw the fruits of their labor. Take, for instance, Oprah Winfrey. She didn't arrive at the heights of her career by sitting in comfort. Oprah faced rejection, criticism, and personal struggles. Yet it was through those pressures that she discovered her true purpose, her calling to inspire and uplift others through media. It was the constant pressure to keep pushing forward, to remain resilient in the face of setbacks, that refined her into the powerhouse she is today. Without the challenges she faced, Oprah might never have discovered the true power of her voice. This concept applies to every area of our lives. Think about the world of sports. Great athletes like Michael Jordan didn't achieve their success in the absence of pressure. In fact, Jordan is known for his ability to perform under extreme pressure. He thrived in situations where others faltered, and it was because he learned to embrace the pressure as part of his journey to greatness. Pressure didn't make him crumble, it helped him realize his true potential. In business, pressure often manifests as the challenges that come with scaling a company. Entrepreneurs face constant pressure to innovate, meet deadlines, and manage resources. Yet those who succeed are the ones who understand that pressure is an essential component of success. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, didn't build his empire by avoiding pressure. In fact, Amazon's rapid growth and success came from a mindset that embraced the discomfort of constant change, risk, and competition. Bezos often speaks about the importance of staying focused on the long-term vision, even when short-term pressures seem overwhelming. It's the constant friction of competition and innovation that forces business leaders to refine their strategies and grow stronger. When you are under pressure, that's when your potential is being drawn out of you. It's not the easy moments that reveal your strengths, but the moments of difficulty and stress. Pressure forces you to think differently, to dig deeper, and to work harder. It's the thing that sparks creativity and problem solving. Without pressure, there is little room for growth. Think about a tree that grows in a sheltered environment. Without the wind or the elements that force it to stretch and strengthen, it would remain weak and unable to withstand future storms. It's the same for us. It's the pressures of life, the deadlines, the struggles, the challenges that push us to grow our roots deeper and reach higher. So the next time you feel pressure mounting in your life, instead of backing down, recognize it for what it is, a sign that something greater is at work. The pressure you feel today is shaping you for the success of tomorrow. It's refining you, developing you, and preparing you for the purpose that lies ahead. Just like gold is purified in fire, your purpose is refined under pressure. Every challenge you face has the potential to reveal more of who you are and what you're capable of achieving. In the end, it's the pressure that makes the purpose clearer. It's the force that drives you toward discovering your deeper calling. Without the resistance, there would be no progress. Pressure isn't the enemy, it's the teacher that shows you the path to your destiny. When we face stress, it's natural to want to escape from it. The instinct is to run from discomfort, to avoid the things that feel overwhelming. But instead of avoiding stress, what if we chose to harness it, to use it as a catalyst for growth? Stress, when controlled, can become a powerful tool that propels us forward. The key is learning to channel it in productive ways. Think of how stress affects us physically. When we experience stress, our bodies produce adrenaline and our minds become more alert. This is a natural response designed to help us perform under pressure. This is why many people find that they can accomplish more in a short amount of time when they're stressed. Their mind sharpens, their focus intensifies, and they tap into a well of energy that they might not have accessed otherwise. When harnessed correctly, this heightened state of awareness and focus can lead to breakthroughs. Consider the story of Elon Musk, who has built multiple companies, including SpaceX and Tesla. Musk has openly discussed the stress he faces regularly in trying to lead some of the world's most innovative companies. He has mentioned how, in the face of these pressures, he finds the energy to push through and keep innovating. Musk doesn't shy away from stress. He channels it into problem solving and innovation. Instead of letting it overwhelm him, he redirects it into progress. This ability to harness stress has helped him turn massive challenges into opportunities. Another example can be found in the world of sports. Professional athletes often experience intense stress before big games or events. However, top performers like Serena Williams have mastered the art of using stress as fuel. Serena speaks about how she embraces the nerves, letting them push her to perform at her peak. It's not about running from the stress, but about directing that energy into focus, discipline, and skill. So when stress arrives, instead of resisting, consider how it can fuel you. It's not about eliminating the pressure, it's about learning to use it to your advantage. The way we perceive stress can determine whether it becomes a stumbling block or a stepping stone. Our mindset plays a significant role in how we respond to the challenges we face. It's not about the stress itself, but about how we choose to interpret it. If we see stress as an enemy, we're likely to feel defeated. But if we reframe it as an opportunity for growth, it becomes a powerful tool that drives us forward. Think of how athletes approach a big game. They don't view the pressure of competition as something to fear, but as something that sharpens their abilities. The mental toughness required to perform under pressure is precisely what gives athletes an edge. Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian in history, openly embraces the pressure of competition. Instead of being overwhelmed by the weight of expectation, he has learned to use that pressure as motivation, driving him to break world records. His ability to reframe stress, to see it not as a threat but as an energizing force, has played a critical role in his success. This reframing of stress is not limited to athletes. In the business world, leaders like Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, have spoken about the importance of staying calm and focused under pressure. Branson's perspective is that challenges and stress should be viewed as part of the journey. He has repeatedly said that it's not about avoiding stress, but about taking it in stride and focusing on the bigger picture. By viewing stress as an inevitable part of growth, he has been able to lead his company through countless challenges and emerge stronger each time. The way we respond to stress can also have a profound impact on our well-being. Research shows that individuals who view stress as a natural part of life rather than a negative force are less likely to experience the harmful effects of stress, such as burnout or anxiety. Instead, they're more likely to find creative solutions to the problems they face and grow stronger from their experiences. The stress that might paralyze someone else could be the very thing that drives a resilient person to innovate, adapt, and thrive. This shift in perspective can be applied to everyday life. When facing stress, whether from work, relationships, or personal challenges, consider how you can reframe the situation. Instead of focusing on the pressure, focus on the potential. Stress isn't a sign that things are falling apart. It's a sign that you're being pushed to become better, more capable, and more resourceful. By changing the way you view stress, you unlock the ability to navigate it with grace and strength. The key to turning stress into a tool for success lies in the power of your perspective. Reframing stress isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about learning to dance with the challenges rather than letting them consume you. When you change your outlook on stress, it changes your ability to succeed. Stress is a test of mental resilience. It's easy to assume that when we're stressed, we're being broken down, but the truth is that stress often reveals the strength we didn't know we had. Every time we endure a stressful situation and come through it, we become more resilient. It's through facing challenges, navigating difficult situations, and pushing ourselves past what we thought were our limits that we build mental fortitude. Just like muscles grow stronger when they are stressed during exercise, our minds grow stronger when they face the trials and pressures of life. Think about the way someone like J.K. Rowling had to endure stress before her success. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, Rowling faced rejection after rejection from publishers. She was a single mother struggling to make ends meet with a vision that many didn't believe in. The stress of constant rejection, financial strain, and doubt could have broken her, but instead, it strengthened her resolve. Rowling persevered through those hardships, each rejection and setback adding to her mental resilience. Now, not only is she one of the most successful authors in the world, but her story has become an example of how resilience can turn stress into success. Mental resilience is not just about enduring stress, but about learning to respond to it in a way that makes us stronger. The way we view and respond to stress determines whether it has a positive or negative effect on our mental health. Research shows that those who are resilient under stress tend to have a more optimistic outlook, greater emotional control, and the ability to bounce back from adversity. Resilience doesn't mean never feeling stress. It means knowing how to recover when stress hits. One of the most famous examples of mental resilience is the story of Nelson Mandela. While in prison for 27 years, Mandela faced physical and emotional stress that would have broken many people. But instead of succumbing to bitterness or despair, he developed mental resilience that would later allow him to become a key figure in dismantling apartheid and uniting South Africa. His ability to withstand years of hardship and remain focused on his purpose shows just how much strength the human mind can develop under stress. In our own lives, building resilience through stress doesn't mean we should seek out challenges or embrace discomfort for the sake of it. Instead, it's about how we respond when challenges inevitably come. When we face difficulties, the key is to keep going, to keep learning, and to adapt. Every time you overcome a stressful situation, you are building resilience that will prepare you for the next challenge. Resilience is what allows us to handle the pressures of life without breaking down. It's what enables us to face each new obstacle with greater confidence, knowing that we have the mental strength to overcome it. Stress tests our ability to persevere, to stay focused, and to keep moving forward, even when the going gets tough. It reveals the depth of our mental strength, and through each trial, we become more prepared for the next. So the next time you feel the weight of stress, recognize that it's not a sign of weakness, but a call to build the resilience that will carry you through to success. Stress can be a powerful catalyst for transformation. Far too often, we view stressful situations as obstacles to be avoided or problems to be solved. However, when we shift our perspective, we can see that stress doesn't have to be something that holds us back. Instead, it can be the driving force that pushes us toward innovation and success. It is the tension of challenges that can spark creativity, solve complex problems, and lead us to places we might not have ventured otherwise. Take, for example, the field of technology. The rapid pace of innovation in Silicon Valley is a direct result of the pressure and stress that entrepreneurs and developers face. Companies like Apple and Google were built during times of intense competition and innovation. Steve Jobs, for instance, thrived on the pressure of building Apple into one of the world's most influential quants. Far from being paralyzed by stress, he used it to fuel the creation of products that changed the world. The pressure to innovate, to stay ahead of the competition, pushed him and his team to think outside the box and challenge the status quo. Stress in this context was not something that limited their potential, but something that propelled them towards solutions that transformed entire industries. This principle applies beyond the tech industry as well. Look at the world of art. Some of the most iconic works in history were born from moments of intense personal struggle and stress. Vincent van Gogh, for instance, created some of his most profound pieces of art during times of emotional turmoil and hardship. The stress he experienced didn't stifle his creativity, rather it shaped the intensity and depth of his work. The pressure of his circumstances became a tool he used to express his emotions and push boundaries in his art. In the business world, successful entrepreneurs often view stress as a necessary part of the process. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, has faced countless challenges in building his empire, from competition to logistical challenges. However, instead of succumbing to the stress, he has consistently used it as an opportunity to rethink strategies and improve his business model. He's always said that failure and stress are part of the journey to success, and it's through the failures that valuable lessons are learned. Rather than being crushed by the weight of competition and financial pressure, Bezos has used those very stresses to develop solutions and build one of the most powerful companies in the world. Stress also serves as a tool for personal growth. When we are forced to confront difficult situations, we often discover new strengths and capabilities that we didn't know we had. This is evident in stories of individuals who overcome extreme adversity. For example, Malala Yousafzai, who was shot by the Taliban for advocating girls' education, didn't let the traumatic stress of her experience stop her. Instead, she turned that pressure into a global movement for women's education. The challenge she faced became the very thing that drove her to speak out, to lead, and to create positive change in the world. Her ability to transform the stress of her situation into a tool for advocacy is a powerful example of how pressure can lead to profound impact. In everyday life, we can use stress as a tool to challenge ourselves and grow. Every stressful situation carries with it opportunity for innovation, growth, and personal transformation. When we encounter difficulties, we have the choice to either be overwhelmed by them or use them as stepping stones to reach new heights. Whether in business, art, social change, or personal development, stress has the potential to drive us towards solutions and success if we learn to harness it effectively. Rather than fearing stress or avoiding it, we can begin to embrace it as a necessary part of the process. By learning to harness the energy that stress provides, we can navigate challenges with confidence, turning every trial into a triumph. Through this lens, stress becomes more than just a burden, it becomes a tool that can shape our future success.